Hey everyone, welcome back to the 100 Greatest YouTube channel. I'm Jake. I'll be your guide for our journey through baseball immortality. This is episode 3 of our 10-part series, counting down the 100 greatest baseball players of all time. In our first 2 videos, we profiled players 100 through 81 on the list. Be sure to check those out if you missed them. Today we'll be counting down players 80 through 71. Let's play ball. Hitting the list at number 80 is Padres legend Tony Gwynn. Gwynn is arguably the most skilled batsman in baseball history when adjusting for era, using his keen eye and amazing contact skills to reach 3,000 hits in just 2,284 games, which is the fastest to 3,000 since 1921. Gwynn led the league in batting average 8 times and hit 7 times. Both are the second most in history behind Ty Cobb. His .338 career batting average is the highest since 1955. Gwynn hit over 300 in an incredible 19 straight seasons, and hit .394 in 1994, which is the best single-season mark since 1941. Coming in at number 79 on our list is Willie McCovey. To get an idea of how feared McCovey's bat was, consider that he was intentionally walked 260 times in his career, which is the 5th highest total in history, behind only Barry Bonds, Albert Pujols, Stan Musial, and Hank Aaron. That's some stellar company. McCovey led the National League in slugging percentage and OPS plus for 3 consecutive seasons. He led the league in home runs 3 times and finished in the top 5 7 times. He took home the National League MVP in 1969 and was 8th on the all-time home run list when he retired in 1980. Thundering in at number 78 is A's and Cardinals slugger Mark McGwire. We can say Big Mac is without hyperbole the most prolific home run hitter in Major League Baseball history. His at-bat per home run ratio of 10.6 is by far the best of all time. He owns the records for most home runs over a 2-year, 3-year, and 4-year period. He is the only player in history with a 70 and a 60 home run season, and he's tied with Babe Ruth and Sammy Sosa for most 50 home run seasons. McGwire and Sosa are the only players with 4 consecutive 50 home run seasons. McGwire joins Ruth as the only 2 players with 5 seasons of at least 49 home runs. Big Mac is 7th all-time in slugging percentage, and his .588 mark is the second best mark among players with at least 5,000 plate appearances since 1950. His adjusted OPS plus of 163 is the 11th best all-time and the 4th best mark since 1950. Joining the list at number 77 is Tigers legend and Detroit native Hal Newhouser. Prince Hal's career is most notable for his incredible run from 1944 to 1948, in which he joined Lefty Grove as the only 2 pitchers since the deadball era with 3 consecutive 25-win seasons. In 1944 and 1945, Newhouser became the only pitcher in history to win back-to-back league MVP awards, and he nearly won a third in 1946, finishing runner-up to Ted Williams. Newhouser is the only pitcher since the deadball era to have back-to-back seasons of at least 25 wins and an ERA under 2. He's also the only pitcher in history with 3 consecutive seasons of at least 25 wins and fewer than 10 losses. Newhouser helped lead the Tigers to the 1945 World Series championship, pitching a complete game to go along with 10 strikeouts against the Cubs in Game 7. At number 76 on our list is New York Giants ace Carl Hubbell. When it came to base runners, King Carl was as stingy as they come, leading the league in whips 6 times. Only Cy Young did it more often. His 4 consecutive seasons leading the league in whip are tied for the most all-time, and he's the only player ever to lead the league in whip 6 times over an 8-year span. Hubbell won the National League MVP in 1933 and 1936, becoming only the 3rd pitcher in history to win 2 MVP awards. Hubbell led the league in strikeout-to-walk ratio 5 times, wins and ERA 3 times. Hubbell was at his best in the 1933 World Series when he pitched a complete game shutout in Game 1 and came back to throw an 11-inning complete game shutout in Game 4. Becoming only the 2nd pitcher in history to throw at least 20 innings in a single World Series without allowing a single run. Coming in at number 75 is Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. Banks left an indelible mark on baseball by proving it was possible for a shortstop to be an offensive force. By the time Banks was finished with his career in 1971, his 512 career home runs were more than twice as many as any other shortstop in history, paving the way for future power-hitting shortstops like Cal Ripken Jr. and Alex Rodriguez. Banks became the first shortstop to lead the National League in home runs in the modern era, and the first shortstop in the modern era to lead the league in home runs twice. He was named NL MVP in 1958 and 1959, becoming the first shortstop to win multiple MVPs. Powering into the list at number 74 is twin slugger Harmon Killebrew. Known as the Killer for his tape measure shots, Killebrew led the league in home runs 6 times, which is the 4th most in history. He also finished in the top 5 in home runs an incredible 12 times, and top 5 in slugging percentage and OPS plus 10 times. He was named the American League MVP in 1969 and finished in the top 4 in MVP voting 6 times. Killebrew's 14.2 at-bats per home run ratio is 7th best all-time. He's 12th on the all-time home run list and 15th on the all-time walks list. Killebrew was also a versatile defender, playing more than 450 games at 3 different positions, and making the All-Star game at all of them. Joining the list at number 73 is Pirates legend Roberto Clemente. Clemente was a 4-time batting champion in the National League and finished in the top 5 in batting average an astonishing 10 times. He won the National League MVP in 1966 and finished in the top 10 8 times. Clemente's superior bat-to-ball skills produced 13 seasons with a batting average over 300, but it was his offense and defense that puts him on the short list of greatest right fielders in baseball history. His 12.2 defensive WAR is the most all-time for a right fielder. He's second all-time among right fielders in assists and putouts, and he's the all-time leader in total zone runs as a right fielder. Clemente helped lead the Pirates to 2 World Series championships, including 1971, when he was named the World Series MVP, making him one of only 4 players in history to reach 3,000 hits and win a World Series MVP. Entering the list at number 72 is Mr. Tiger Al Kaline. Kaline patrolled right field in Detroit for 22 years, garnering 18 All-Star selections and 10 Gold Gloves. He's one of only 11 players in Major League Baseball history with at least 1,600 runs, 1,500 RBIs, and 3,000 hits. Kaline finished among the top 10 in MVP voting 9 times, including 2 runner-up finishes in 1955 and 1963. Kaline finished in the top 5 in WAR for position players 8 times, batting average and on-base percentage 7 times, and slugging percentage and adjusted OPS plus 5 times. Kaline's lasting legacy for Detroit is helping bring home the 1968 World Series title after hitting .379 with 8 RBIs and a thrilling 7-game series against Bob Gibson and the Cardinals. Hitting the list at number 71 is Boston on-base machine Wade Boggs. Boggs was one of the most feared hitters in baseball in the 1980s, leading the league in times on base for 8 consecutive seasons and intentional walks for 6 consecutive seasons. His .328 career batting average is the 2nd highest of anyone debuting since 1941, and his .415 career on-base percentage is the 7th best of anyone debuting since 1951. He joins Ty Cobb, Tris Speaker, and Stan Musial as the only 4 players in history with 3,000 hits, a .415 on-base percentage, and 575 doubles. He joins Ty Cobb, Rogers Hornsby, Ted Williams, and Stan Musial as the only 5 players in history to lead the league in on-base percentage 6 times and batting average 5 times. Cementing his status as one of the most difficult outs baseball has ever seen, Boggs is one of only 4 players in history to have more than 1,400 walks, with fewer than 750 strikeouts. Recapping our list, number 80, the purest hitter of them all, Tony Gwynn. Number 79, the intentional walk machine, Willie McCovey. Number 78, Big Mac, Mark McGwire. Number 77, the only pitcher to win back-to-back MVPs, Hal Newhouser. Number 76, the stingy Carl Hubble. And number 75, Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. And number 74, the killer Harmon Killebrew. And number 73, the greatest defensive right fielder in history, Roberto Clemente. At number 72, Mr. Tiger, Al Kaline. And at 71, on-base dynamo, Wade Boggs. Thanks for tuning in to episode 3 as we count down the 100 greatest baseball players of all time. To access our list in its entirety, head to the100greatest.com and click The List under the Baseball 100 drop-down menu. Be sure to click the Player Capsules tab for more statistics that didn't make it into this episode, and the Making the Cut tab for an in-depth explanation on how we created the list. You can also check out our top 100 lists for basketball, football, hockey, MMA, and pro wrestling. Join us next time as we count down players 70 through 61. Peace out.